Hello there, and welcome to a brand new Hobby Streak week. This week we begin with day 2217, and as ever I finished off last week's Hobby Streak with a lovely game, or a lovely roleplay game. We are playing Strixhaven for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and it's been really enjoyable, absolute blast, but we're going to stop that, and next week we're going to do something a little bit different. But this week, I'm going to continue with the Hulk from Marvel Zombies, or Hulks from Marvel Zombies. It's been a very hulky time for me recently. Just a couple of weeks ago, I finished off the Immortal Hulk from my Marvel Crisis Protocol. And this week, I have more Hulks to do. However, I'm going to paint these guys a little bit different than the bright green that I did with that. So I'm going to want a more earthy colour. So I was going to use sort of more an orky sort of flesh. But my War Boss green is dried beyond thing. I do have a paint revitalizer, however it seems to take sort of quite a while to get that going. I want to sort of really crack into Hulk today, so I've gone a completely different route, and I've used Skarsnik green rather than the Warboss green. Hopefully this will work on my Warboss green though, because I do have some orcs to paint in October. If it doesn't work, I just guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy another pot. It does seem to be working though. So with the Skarsnik green route, I basically very carefully built up the layers, basically by doing a mix of Warflesh and Skarsnik green to very slowly give off the look I was looking for, and I think it's worked quite well. It actually looks more grey, sort of grey green rather than sort of greeny green. I really do like the look. It's definitely going to do wonders when I start adding all that lovely gore and messed up sort of nonsense on Zombie Hulk. Today is 2218, and I'm going to continue and finish off Hulk and Zombie Hulk for Marvel Zombies. I started with finishing off basically most of Zombie Hulk. I did the hair, and then I went ahead and sort of did all the gory bits, like the sort of bone and sinew that we can actually see, and then started picking out all those pustules and trying to make him look as gross as I could. From there, it was just a matter of finishing off their bases, and I have to say, for a change, these guys' bases are fairly sort of easy going. A lot of the other stuff that we've done so far have had some sort of more complex bases, so it was nice, a nice change of pace. Once again, though, I did have to go back and sort of quickly do the blood, because for some reason I completely forget to do the blood on the zombie ones, and I've started with them, so I need to make sure that they're all that they all have it. So yeah, I quickly went back and sorted that out. And there we are with that. That's the two Hulks done. All that's left now is Thor, and that's the core box set done. Super happy. Didn't take as long as I thought it was gonna. Today is 2219, and I'm on the final pair of models for the Marvel Zombies core box set, which I'm quite excited about. That means I've finally completed that. That can be out of the way, and then I can move on to the next box set. It's Thor, and I really do like the zombie model of this, because they've done had a fantastic idea while they were doing it, as he's trying to lift up Mjolnir, but obviously he's no longer worthy, so he can't. I started off by basically finishing off there, or sorting out the black and the silver, and then from there I moved on to the yellow, and got all that out of the way while I was prepping the red and had their first wash. Sadly, that wasn't dry completely, so I moved on to the trousers, his blue trousers, and that's where I had to leave it because nothing had dried. I am pretty happy with the way these come along so far. Fingers crossed, he should be finished tomorrow. Today is 2220, and I'm so close to finishing Thor, but I don't quite make it. It's so infuriating. So I had a little bit of a late start by about 5-10 minutes, and then after that, after I started sort of cracking in, I had a delivery turn up, so I had to go answer the door for that, and then I had a phone call that I had to answer, and then I had an email that I had to sort out, so I had all these things just creeping in. It wasn't the fact that there was that they took a long time. It was just the fact that there was loads of little bits that I had to sort out. And in the end, I came so close to finishing both of them and getting it done. But it's going to have to wait till tomorrow, unfortunately, as I still need to finish off the hammer that Thor's holding and then do their bases, which thankfully, though, it's not going to take too long. Well, I've got to remember as well, I've got to highlight their hair too, because that was the last thing I did. So yeah, that's today. Unfortunately, not finished like I wanted. There's now a massive plane going overhead, but I'm happy with the way things are going. Today is 2221, and I'm going to finish Thor. I nearly called him Zor. I don't know who Zor is, but I'm going to finish Zor for Marvel Zombies, and he is the last guy for the core box. There was like nothing left to do really apart from that handle and that base, so I knocked it out of the park in 40 minutes approximately, because I had to wait for a little few. What is wrong with me? It's too hot in my flat today. I'm literally melting. My brain is just turning to mush as I speak. But once I got that handle out of the way and got his base done, and added a little bit of gore, that was him golden, and I'm really happy with the results. I really like the way these guys look. I think I said earlier in this video that I really do love the way the zombie Thor is struggling to pick up that hammer. You can really sort of see the anguish in his face. They did a fantastic sculpt with the zombie Thor. Of course, once that project's finished, we are the hobby streak. We never stop. We always go. So we're going to start the Zote from Blackstone Fortress, which naturally about 15 minutes in, I immediately hit a wash wall. So I then had to start the next project, which is more Star Wars Shatterpoint stuff. And I absolutely love Star Wars Shatterpoint, but boy, they keep releasing them and they're too expensive, and I wish they'd just take a little break and slow down slightly. I'm never going to catch up at this point. But anyway, it's the Mace Windu pack that I got for my birthday, which arrived a month after my birthday. But then I immediately hit a wash wall because of the way I paint white, so I couldn't go any further with these guys. Thankfully, though, by the time I finished all this, the Zote was dry and I can continue with him. And I basically dry brushed him and sort of dry brushed his little details. He's a really nice figure. I've actually got the one for Blood Bowl as well. I really do need to actually crack on with painting some Blood Bowl teams because I got everything from Blood Bowl. I'm Blood Bowl obsessed. I buy it all, but I haven't painted any in years. That's a problem for another time. I got as far as painting the black on the Zote, and yeah, that's today's painting done. Very happy with today's progress. Of course, I'm super happy as well because with the Thor and the Hulk done this week, that's the core box set for Marvel Zombies finished. There's nothing better than when you finish like a complete set, a complete box set. I actually love that feeling. It's one of the things that drives me going. Still got a long way to go, however, with all the add-ons from the Kickstarter. As you can see, that's 3 layers deep. So, but loving these models, loving painting them. I'm going to start the next box soon, and because as you can see, you've got all these guys. There is one, however, that will be right towards the end, and that's Galactus, who obviously isn't on this shelf. He's currently tucked away, but he's going to be my biggest painting project ever, and oh, what a nightmare. Today is day 2222, and I apologise for the banging you might hear in the background, but there are workmen doing stuff in the flat below me, and they've been working all day, and they just won't stop. So today I'm working on the Zote. I'm not going to get much done whatsoever. I'm only really going to get the silver done on them, and then that'll receive a wash. I was going to try and get an hour done, but then it shrunk down to 45 minutes, and then it shrunk down to like only half an hour because I had problems with postage and all of that stuff, and it was just a bit of a pain in the butt. So he's coming along nicely, but he's not coming along as quickly as I hoped. However, today arrived a couple of items. One was Warhammer 4000 Space Marine 2. This was the problem. There's only 2 copies arrived, one for me, one for my partner. Only 1 copy arrived. And Combat Patrol. The first 2 issues of Combat Patrol have arrived, so I'm going to start doing videos on that, running through the sort of the issues and sort of how to build and all that sort of stuff. In the evening, I stuck together the Combat Patrol and actually put out the first video because I didn't really have much else to do. So I thought, you know what, I want to do videos with them, and I thought I might as well just crack on and start straight away. Today is 2223, and I am absolutely shattered. I got about 2 hours sleep last night, so I'm just going to do a tiny bit of work on the Zote, but that's all I can really manage. So I sorted out the black and the silver details, and then I started to work on the smaller details such as the hooves and the and sort of the gems and those sort of glowing stuff around it. And by around it, I mean dotted all over. It's very, very tired. And yeah, and then I thought I'd leave it at that, because I didn't really want to start making mistakes. I could feel myself not being able to control the brush as much. There are a couple of sort of mistakes I need to tidy up from the sort of the red that I've been painting. But it's not too much of a problem. Hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight and be able to sort that out. Overall though, it's been a pretty good week. I'm really happy that I finished the first, or the core box for Marvel Zombies. Really loved painting all the miniatures, and I've got so many more to go. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about it, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes left. 10 actually, if you include Galactus. The Zoe is coming along quite nicely, and we've started another Star Wars Shatterpoint set as well, which obviously I'll finish off next week. Hopefully though, I'll actually be able to get some sleep. It's just so hot in my flat, so it absolutely knackers me out. Anyway, enough of me whinging. There's a seagull. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye for now.